So students, we have studied about the different types of joints, like few of the joints are immovable joints, few are partially movable joints, and few are freely movable joints. And in freely movable joints, there are the examples are ball and socket joint, hinge joint, and pivotal joint. So we know that in our body we have a number of organ systems like the digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, etc. Now these systems have very delicate organs, and we need to protect these organs. And who protects these organs? The skeletal system. So do you know, students, when we are born we have more than 300 bones in our body, and when we grow up few of the bones fuse together, and at maturity the number of bones reduces to 206. So the framework, all the bones in our body, they also form a framework to give a shape to our body, and this framework is called as the skeletal system. This is the skeletal system. So a skeletal system, we know that it consists of bones and cartilage. The bones, they are hard and they are present in the skull, the backbone, the chest, the limbs, etc. And we also know that there are total 206 bones. Have you seen an X-ray? It is like this. And generally this X-ray is used by doctors to examine the bones. Where generally when we suffer a bone injury and we feel that might be there is a fracture in the bone, then a doctor takes an X-ray and it looks like this. And because the bones are hard, so when an X-ray passes through it, a dark white colored image is formed, and these X-rays pass freely from the area where bones are not there, like this. So there is no image, but here image is there. So now second part of the skeletal system is the cartilage. Cartilage are comparatively softer and they are elastic and they can be easily bent. Now, where are these cartilages present? They are present in our earlobes. If you feel your ear, something hard is there, but you can bend your earlobes because they are made up of cartilage. Similarly, we can see that this nose area is hollow because our nose is also made up of cartilage. So these cartilages, they are hard but they are elastic. So it is there in the skeletal system. So what are the functions of skeletal system? So firstly, our skeletal system gives shape and support to our body, and it also provides strength to the body because it is hard and rigid, and that is why we can stand upright and walk. Secondly, this skeletal system protects the important or vital organs of our body like our lungs, our heart, kidneys, liver, brain, etc. All these organs are protected by the skeletal system. And the muscles are attached to the bones and therefore they help in movement. Our skeletal system also helps in the movement because the muscles are attached to it. And one more important thing, the bone marrow. The bone marrow is a place where the blood cells are formed, and it is bone marrow is inside the bone. So we can say that the blood cells are produced in the bone marrow, which is a part of skeletal system. So these are the functions of our skeletal system. First, to provide shape and support to our body. Secondly, it protects the internal organs. Thirdly, it helps in body movement. And fourth is it produces the bone marrow, which is a part of skeletal system, produces the blood cells. Now students, bend your fingers. Are you able to bend them at every joint? How many bones does you have in your middle finger? And feel the back of your palm. What will you observe? That our hand or our palm is made up of a number of bones, and these are called as carpals. So these are the carpals. Then the palm area, they are called as the metacarpals, and the fingers, they are called as phalanges. The carpals, metacarpals, and the bones in the fingers are called as phalanges. Now next, let us see few of the bones in our skeletal system. So let us see the rib cage. So we have 12 pair of ribs. That is, we have total 24 ribs. And in the middle, this part is called as the chest bone or sternum. This is the chest bone or sternum, and these which we are seeing in, these are the bones from the vertebrae. So how many bones are there in the rib cage? It has 12 bones on each side, that is total 24 bones. Now our backbone or the vertebral column. So this backbone is made up of 33 vertebrae. This total backbone is made up of 33 vertebrae. These are the small bones, small bones. A single bone is called as vertebrae, and they form, these 33 bones combine to form the vertebral column. And as I have told, these are they are joined together by partially movable joint. They are not freely movable, but because we have the backbone, that is why we can bend. There are 33 vertebrae. Otherwise, if it is made up of one single bone, we will not be able to bend. Now, what is the function of the backbone? What is the function? It protects the delicate organ called the spinal cord. It has a spinal cord, a nerve which is called as the spinal cord, and this vertebral column protects it. And because of this, we are able to bend also. So it provides, because of that, we can stand erect. Now next bone is the shoulder bone. It is present in our shoulders, and this shoulder bone is attached to upper arm and is formed by 3 bones and muscles: clavicle, scapula, and humerus. Now in our hip, the bones are called as pelvic bones. The bones present in the hip area are the pelvic bones. So there are 2 pelvic bones which are also called pelvic girdle, one for each lower limb. So we have, I have told, we have 2 limbs, 2 pair of limbs, 4 limbs, two forelimbs and two hind limbs. Forelimbs means our hands and hind limb means our legs. So there are two pelvic bones or pelvic girdle which attaches each hind leg or the leg. This pelvic bone supports a part of abdominal cavity also, and it also plays an important role in movement or locomotion. And this is the bone which supports our body while we are standing or sitting. Now let us move to our skull. So this skull has two parts. The cranium, which protects our brain, and the facial bones. And the facial bones have the upper jaw and lower jaw. So this lower jaw is movable and rest all the bones are fixed. Because of this lower jaw, we are able to talk or chew food.